So, word's come down from the management that we're not quite putting out the kinds of numbers that you need to pull in all those lucrative Raid Shadow Legends sponsorships. Which is fine. You're all doing your best, I'm sure. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. In the meantime, though, I've been informed in big friendly red letters that for the foreseeable future, I'm only allowed to talk about video games people actively and currently care about and maybe even play. We're going to take a quick look at what's popping in video game land today, and I'll give you the professional video game expert TM rundown. By the end of this one, you'll know everything you need to about the current state of video gamery as of August 2025. You will definitely still need to watch the rest of the series, though. Who knows what bountiful insights I might impart. Okay, according to the internet, the most popular game out there right now is Counter-Strike? Ugh. Counter-Strike is a nasty little game played only by the gameriest of gamers. The kinds of people who, when you click onto their Twitch stream, you feel like you can smell them. It is responsible for, by volume, around a third of all household electronic waste in the forms of smashed keyboards and thrown mice, as well as almost 20% of the world's salt production. Staggering figures that I absolutely didn't just make up, especially considering that the vast majority of consumer-level electronic waste is caused by corporations intentionally destroying their own stock to manipulate market prices. The game itself sees players alternately taking on the roles of cop and terrorist, and seems to be about clicking on the heads of the players who don't presently look like you really quickly. I've not played it.
Similarly,
League of Legends is unerringly popular, coming in at number 7 on this list, right behind something else. League is less a video game than a bizarre ritual that gamers inflict on themselves sometimes, which damages the human spirit and makes you hostile and miserable for absolutely no benefit. There's also Dota right behind that, numero dos at all times on the Steam list.
that's number 2 in Spanish. I am very smart.
Dota is exactly the same game as League, except for the title screen, and shockingly, nobody but me has ever noticed that. I'm starting to think that my computer might have one of those viruses or something. Anyway, now these games are not fun or good, nor is the point of them to have a good fun time, as you might expect from a video game. These are esports, electronic sports. The point is to endlessly practice and become better at them, despite the obvious fact that they are horrendous wastes of time and sanity, in the pretense that one day you could become the main character of video games, like Ernest Cline's teenage self-insert in Ready Player One, the worst book ever published, except perhaps for Armada, also by Ernest Cline. Pamela Lightman was the coolest woman I'd ever met, as well as the toughest. She reminded me a lot of Sarah Connor or Ellen Ripley. Sure, she might have a few issues, but she was also the kind of single mum who'd strap on heavy artillery and mow down killer cyborgs, if that was what it took to protect her offspring. My mother was also ridiculously beautiful. I know people are supposed to say things like that about their mothers, but in my case it happened to be a fact. Few young men knew the Oedipal torment of growing up with an insanely hot, perpetually single mom. Watching men constantly flip out over her looks before they'd even bothered to get to know her had made me faintly disgusted by my own gender, as if I didn't already have enough psychological baggage strapped to my luggage rack. What the fuck is this? That's good enough. It gets weirder from there. There's a lot of evidence that gamers are completely useless and stupid wastes of time and space and air and carbon and things. Chief among that is the fact that the Banana game rests comfortably inside the top 10 most played games on Steam, and has done since its inception. The Banana game is a game where you click on a picture of a banana. I have now fully explained the game portion of this game to you. You can alternately not click on the picture of a banana, only the banana will know. Whether the banana goes clicked or unclicked, every 3 hours the game spends open, you have a chance to generate an NFT picture of a banana, which can be sold for real money, provided that you can find someone out there dumb enough to pay real money for your picture of a banana. Back when NFTs were the next big thing for all truly stupid people, Banana was #1 on Steam for a good long while, and despite the complete non-start and subsequent collapse of any and all NFT-based things, the gamers were undeterred. During my research, the highest height I saw Banana reach was #6 most played, right behind something else. Of course, if you're only looking at Steam, you're not getting the whole picture. In particular, you're missing out 3 crucial, gigantic titles. Roblox is an extremely popular game amongst offensively young people. I'm a millennial, so I don't understand it. It looks made up. Children can either use it as a platform to play a huge collection of bad, ugly, fake minigames assembled by the community, or can personally add to that non-extant collection, with the potential to be reimbursed for their work should a game they've produced really take off, in the form of fake Roblox script, which, in large enough quantities, while undergoing a prohibitive level of hoop through jumping, can be converted to its actual cash value. Finally, the children have a thing they can do with all that useless free time that can produce actual economic value. Fuck child labour laws, am I right, people? Just underneath that one is Fortnite, which I feel a strange sense of pride in saying I've never once played. I had an Epic Game Store account once, but I forgot the password and I'd signed up using a temporary email that doesn't exist anymore. Nothing was lost, I hadn't bought anything, and I didn't like the service. My brother frequently has to babysit for a 7-year-old child, and in doing so, is forced to play Fortnite for their amusement. He says he likes it because he enjoys being in the 7-year-old's ELO range, which is the equivalent of a fully grown, married, adult man kicking over multiple children's sandcastles per session, but with the anonymity that the internet provides. That's all we at the show really know about Fortnite, well, apart from we got a #1 victory royale. Fortnite, yeah, we bet to get down.
Get down.
10 kills on the board right now, just took out Tomato Town. I am very online. Minecraft here is an expensive, virtual world made of ugly Lego blocks, where strange green men blow up your creations and sometimes you fall into lava and lose all of your diamonds. It's another game for tiny children, though if you're talking to an adult and they quote from the Minecraft movie, you now know that you're speaking to someone with the mind of a child. That's handy. Listen though, on a real, putting aside weird mean guy with his big fancy words hates video games, Minecraft is beautiful. Please play Minecraft with me. Alright, Aaron, shut up. I wrote a poem again. Let me find... Oh my god, yep, found it. God, it's longer than I thought. I've noticed that there don't seem to be any porno movies. They're made for guys like me. All the porn I've come across was targeted at beer-swilling, sports bar-dwelling alpha males. Men who like their women stupid and submissive. Men who can only get it up for monosyllabic, cock-hungry nymphos with gargantuan breasts and a 3-word vocabulary. Adult films are populated with these collagen-injected, liposuctioned women, many of whom have resorted to surgery and self-mutilation in an attempt to look the way they've been told to look. These aren't real women. They're objects. And these movies aren't erotic. They're pathetic. These vacuum-headed fuck bunnies don't turn me on. They disgust me.
That's it, I'm out of here.
And it's not like I'm against pornography. I mean, I'm a guy. And guys need porn. Fact. Like a preacher needs pen. Like a needle needs a vein. Guys need porn.
Fire!
But I don't want to watch this misogynist He-Man woman hater porn. What the fuck does that mean? I want porno movies that are made with guys like me in mind. Guys who know that the sexiest thing in the world is a woman who's smarter than you are.
I am very smart.
You can have the whole cheerleading squad. I want the girl in the tweed skirt and the horn-rimmed glasses. Betty Finnaboski, the valedictorian. Oh yes.
It's game over.
First I want to copy a trig homework. And then I want to make mad, passionate love to her for hours and hours until she reluctantly asks if we can stop because she doesn't want to miss Battlestar Galactica. Summa cum laude, baby.
Hey guy, I'm gonna throw you out the window. How's that
That's
sound?
what I call erotic. But do you ever see that kind of woman in a contemporary adult film? No. Which is why I'm gonna start writing and directing geek porno. I shall be the quintessential nerd porn auteur. And the women in my porno movies will be the kind that drive nerds like me mad with desire. I'm talking about the girls that used to fuck up the grading curve. The girls in the Latin Club and the National Honor Society. Chicks with weird clothes, braces, 4 eyes, and 4.0 GPAs. Brainy, articulate bookworms with Mensa cards in their purses and chips on their shoulders. My porn starlets will come in all shapes and sizes. My porn starlets will be too busy working on their PhD to go to the gym. This keeps going forever. In my kind of porno movies, the girls wouldn't even have to get naked. They'd just take the guys down to the rec room and beat them repeatedly at chess, and then talk to them for hours about Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, or the underlying social metaphors in the Aliens movies. Buy stock in some hand cream companies, because there's about to be a major shortage.
I think this might be the worst day of my life.
And I'm not just talking about straight porn. Oh no. There should be fuck films for my nerd brethren of all sexual orientations. Gay nerd porn flicks with titles like Dungeons and Drag Queens.
They make you fight a ghost for 3 hours.
This idea is a fucking gold mine. I am gonna make millions.
I'm gonna be rich, baby.
Because this country is full of database programmers and electronics engineers, and they aren't getting the loving they so desperately need.
You can help.
If you're an intelligent woman interested in breaking into the adult film industry, and if you can tell me the name of Luke Skywalker's home planet,
This one, they didn't have a name for it yet. It's too far away.
then you're hired. It doesn't matter if you think that you're overweight or unattractive. It doesn't matter if you don't think you're beautiful. You are beautiful. And I will make you a star. Now I know what you're thinking, that was just too good. Clearly I couldn't have written like that. It's very obvious that I plagiarized the whole thing from a professional author. Probably not just a professional author, but one of the biggest names in all of fiction. And you're correct, of course, I am a fraud, and that was all Ernest Cline, the worst author. Interestingly, I'm actually going to kill Ernest Cline. In Minecraft, I'm going to push Ernest Cline into a lake of lava and plunder of his enchanted equipment. You know, looking up and down these lists of popular games, I'm coming to realize there's not a whole lot of them I've ever actually played. You know, apart from...
Pika.
Okay.